Hello and welcome to Elizabeth's Craft Room. Today we're going to make a project using these fabby little trio of dies. They're called the Sleigh Ride Edgelits, and I couldn't wait to have a play with these when I saw them in the Autumn Winter catalogue from Stampin Up. So let's play again today. So I've got a couple of layers here. I've got a pool party layer, which is going to be my sky. Oops. And I've got a whisper white layer. So I'm going to put those together here. Now the measurements are not that critical. It's on, I'm doing this A6, so I'm doing this on metric measurements here. But just to give you an idea, that pool party is 5 by 3.5 inches. And basically my strips that I'm going to cut with the new Framelits dies are going to be 5 inches wide across, and you'll see how this actually goes together as I do it. So to show you on the card, I'm going to cut the sleigh ride piece and the house piece first. So I want my houses, just try and move this big shot across, it's a little bit off the table, but I want my houses to be there up near the top. And this is the piece that we're cutting out, wherever you like the sky would be. And with the sleigh ride, I want that kind of there, I think. And I want to, let's move that up a bit so you can see. I'm putting my sleigh ride a bit more in the middle of my strip. And I'll put the top plate on. Move this back again so it doesn't fall off the table, and run those through. Okay. Now we're going to do the vellum piece, and the vellum piece has the trees on the top, and I'm going to, if you can see that in the light, there we go. So that needs to be over at the edge. There. If you wanted your trees to be further in the middle, you would just need to hand cut a piece there, and I did do that on a couple of projects and that worked just fine. I'm going to put them over on the left hand side there, right hand side even, and run that through. Okay. Now I'll reach for my pricking tool. Not for the trees, they come out beautifully. If I lay them on the blue, you can see, don't they look pretty? And there's the little houses. Now the houses need a pricking tool just for some of the windows sometimes. Most of those have come out. But there's a little window there and a little window there that need a bit of help. This is not a fussy die really, so it's not worth doing anything special with this. And in fact all of those pieces have come out. I've mostly been having to press out that piece there. It's a bit of a funny shape because it comes just in here, and I've mostly been having to poke out that piece, but that's come out first time, especially for the video. Okay, and then we're just going to assemble this card and put it together. So I'm going to do this piece first, and then if anything doesn't quite match up on the edge, I get the chance to trim. So I'm going to have my houses at the top. I'll lay it out first to make sure I'm happy with how everything's going to go. I think it's going to be about like that. Maybe this a little bit. I might have my trees up a little bit higher. That looks good to me. Okay, and I'm just going to stick this with Tombow glue. If you want it to be really fussy, you could use, I don't want glue in my sky, you could use the new fine tip glue and actually stick behind the houses, but I don't really think it needs it. I haven't actually put any glue behind those. Somebody would need to be tugging at them, I think, to make them come off. And then I'm going to put some glue down here, and again with the vellum I don't really want to see through the vellum, so I'm going to, let me just double check, that's a bit too high. Tombow is lovely for vellum because it becomes almost invisible when that's stuck on. Then that one's going on the bottom. But if you spread your Tombow out a little bit more than I did, I'm going a bit fast for the film, it really is completely invisible. But even then, you see through a little bit, yeah, just a little bit, but not so as we're worried about it. And again, you could put a dot of Tombow behind those trees, but I'm going to leave them alone. That is all lined up perfectly, so I don't need to do any trimming. So I can now go ahead and glue that piece onto here. It's all slightly higher up than my other one, which is nice because everything's unique. And I'm using a little bit of the glimmer paper in Dazzling Diamonds, and I'm going to stick a star in the sky. And we're going to finish off with some more Dazzling Diamonds, but I'm going to stick onto the card base first, and then I can just tap it all off. So to finish this project off, I am going to reach for the fine tip glue, and I am absolutely loving this glue for all sorts of little embellishments. But what I really, really loved when I had a go with it on these sort of projects is you can get the little fine snow line just along those sweeping curves. And it's so precise, you can get snow on the roofs of the houses as well. Always make sure you put, there's a little pin in the top. If you haven't already seen this, go and look at my other videos on it, and you need to get that little pin in the top and tighten it up, and do it straight afterwards, because then the glue stays sticky and doesn't get any bits in. So I'm going to bring in my Dazzling Diamonds, the best glitter in the whole wide world. My team are called the Dazzling Dreamers, and the dazzling bit is after Dazzling Diamonds. So I'm tapping it that way, and then I'm going to tap it in the other way in case any has got caught under those, any glitter has got caught under those elements. Now you can see there is a little bit over the page itself, but on the lines it's stuck beautifully. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use a paintbrush and actually just brush it off. You could wait until the glue's dry to do this, and then you could just do it with a tissue, but I'm just going to brush off with the places where we don't want the glitter to be, and I'll probably have a bit more of a go of that once all the glue's dry, and get the little extra bits off that we don't want. But how pretty is that? Isn't that lovely? Let me show you my original one where I've got all the excess off. Isn't that pretty? So thanks for visiting Elizabeth's craft room today. I hope to see you again soon, and I'd love to see what you make with those dies because they're just gorgeous.